So good when the tequila hits the lips, you know? That's what I have in here at all times. Some make its water by the smell and by the taste and by the contents of the liquid. But mentally, you see that movie Hook? Where they're like, what I mean? Like Robin Williams and Dustin Hoffman. Dustin Hoffman is Hook, but he's got like huge stiletto heels on because he's such a little guy. And Robin Williams is Peter Pan, and he shows up and he's like, "Gotta believe, Peter." And Julia Roberts is like little Tinkerbell, and it's like, "You just have to believe, Peter." And they're there like Rufio, and it's like Rufio. Have you seen that movie? Have you? How old are you? Anyone in my age, I'm 40, but 30s, 40s, you've seen it, right? Yeah, and they go there and they're like bang-a-rang, and you're all of a sudden on my table here, I have like the greatest meal of all time. So sad because they probably had no food whatsoever. Welcome all to the December Sell It Q&A with me, Ryan Serhant. I just ran over here from our other office in Soho, 372 West Broadway, where there's so much going on. We just filmed probably like the craziest scene that you'll see in the upcoming season of Owning Manhattan on Netflix. There was so much crying, so much going on. It was just a lot, and we ran over because there was just so much happening. And then at the same time, downstairs there was like a puppy party. What's it called? An adoption fair for puppies and foster dogs and everything. So there's like at the top floor of our building right now is like pure drama, pure chaos, emotion, maybe some murder. Ground floor is please adopt a puppy, and it's raining, and so I was like going through, and I ran over here, ran into Tribeca, dodging traffic, dodging buses, dodging bullets for all of you, so I could be here on the Sell It set at our office. So I'm excited to be here, get a little water, catch my breath for a second. If you're new here, welcome. This is what we do. We just have a lot of fun. We hang out, we learn at the same time. That's what this is all about. It's edutainment, and I'm thrilled to have you, and I'm thrilled to be here with you for the next 45 minutes, give or take. I'm yours. I'll give you my perspective on the biggest topics, the obstacles facing the community, and then I'm going to answer some of your questions. And so I really, really like when the calls are interactive. So turn those cameras on. This is our final Q&A of 2024. Is that the year we're in? Man, sometimes I forget. This is our final Q&A of 2024, but do not worry, we're coming back to 2025. We'll be better than ever. We're even going to ditch something huge, right? We're going to ditch Zoom. We're ditching Zoom. Drew, you there?
I'm there. I'm excited about this. I'm not crying any tears for Zoom. They're doing fine. They're okay.
Can you give us a little preview of what's coming in 2025 for everyone in Sell It, please?
Yes. Let me share my screen real quick. Now, what we have here. Oh, no. Sorry. I always pull up the wrong
Me and Dr. Evan Walsh the fourth.
Oh man, that's that time we were in
the world
opera together. Do you remember that scene? That was a big scene when we were in that soap opera together. Okay, sorry.
You should watch that. That dude, I was great in that scene. I think I was holding my aunt at hostage from the doctors, and I was like, if you don't get me a helicopter to take me to the Caribbean to do my medical research in peace, she's gonna get the syringe. And then my grandmother killed me. And then I had to get a job, and I got into real estate. That's literally my backstory. There you go. Now you know. So wait, share screen. Where are we? What are we looking at?
Speaking of As the World Turns, look at your new community, Ryan. So everybody,
Whoa! That's not Zoom. What even is this? Is this our own? Is this our own platform?
This is our brand new community, and this is where all the events moving forward, starting middle of January. This is where everything is going to launch from, and we're always going to remind you when you hop in. Ryan's slogan: take care of the work, and the work will take care of you. And look at your new homepage. We're basically combining all of our events, our event RSVPs, our member dashboard for courses, and our Facebook group and our Pro Slack group, and we're combining it all into one area. So everything here, this is your homepage now. You can see all of your upcoming events, all of your replays. We spoke to Glenda Baker on Monday, and it'll be up same day in our member community. You can go ahead and search our membership for anyone in your area, anyone who's doing commercial, insurance, any discipline in the real estate world, or if you're outside as well. You can see all of our events now in one convenient place. We have Chloe coming up on Thursday. We have all of our replays. We have a partnership section for all of our partners here to help give you more tools to win. Speaking of wins, we have a wall of wins. every time you get a win, we're throwing you up in this wall of wins. We're going to make sure that our members get highlighted for everybody else out
That's
there.
awesome.
So at the end of the day, this is going to be a mobile app as well. We expect that mid-January. And again, all of our courses are here. We're going to have a leaderboard coming. Of course it doesn't load, but that's fine. But yeah, everything you have now, but just in a much smoother and better way. And again, everything in one place, and Serhant and sell it on the go with our new mobile app. So we're really, really excited to launch this. And how do you get here is the question. You do the same. It's the same links. We're just going to redirect you here. So in about mid-January, and pros, you'll actually have access next week. Come in here, hop in, poke around. This is the new face of Sell It, and we're super, super excited to bring it to you.
Insane. And we'll be able to do all like this. Well, so this won't be in Zoom. You just go to Sell It for the courses, the content, find different agents in your market, do deals, and also we get to do these webinars, right?
Yeah, and so you can go to the Sell It app and watch our live webinars. You could take a course. You could chat one-to-one with your coaches, whatever you're into.
Now, I know what you're all thinking, and the answer is yes. This is what I spent the $45 million on. It's all gone, and I spent it all on this. It's all there. Insane. Amazing. Thank you, Drew. Thank you for watching. Thank you for walking us through that. That's awesome. Drew, actually, can you put a survey in the chat? Because I care about all you guys and what you think. This is your chance to really help us tailor our content and knowledge base to meet your needs. Remember, when we started to Sell It in 2019, the world was in a very, very different place. As we really, really started to scale through 2020, 21, 22, the world was in a very, very different place. The world's in a different place today, and it's going to be different next year too, right? So answers to our questions are super, super helpful for us. I don't want to produce any content that you don't want. That's not a good use of time. I mean, here's fun part two. Everyone that fills out a survey, if you complete the survey, you're going to be entered into a chance to win a 5-minute FaceTime with me. And you'll pick a handful. It'll be super fun. So fill out the survey. It goes a long, long way. Really, really appreciate it. And tonight, let's kick off with a win. And this one is insane. This one's phenomenal. Back in October, our pro member, Casey Wallag, sat down with her coach, Kat Davis, and got laser focused on her business. They then dove deep into the numbers, using data to get smarter about her goals and craft targeted marketing campaigns. Then they reverse engineered exactly where her deals would come from, and they mapped out the work needed to make it happen so that she wasn't just throwing things against the wall to see what happens. She said, let me history. History will repeat itself. How can I create a repeatable process in my business to generate leads and close more deals and make more money? What do I need to do to map out the work to make that happen? Fast forward 2 months, and Casey already under contract on 2 deals in December alone, which totally crushes her $10 million goal for 2024, which is insane. So congratulations. That is huge, amazing work, Casey. Also, congrats to your coach, Kat, for really, really helping you and working with you. That is awesome. That's the type of relationship that I'd love to see here. Continuous growth, continuous expansion as we get towards that Serhant star, whatever that might be for you. I cannot wait to see how Casey and Kat both build together on this momentum and take it to the next level in 2025. So if either of you are on this webinar right now, please throw your names in the chat. Let everyone know you're here so we can give you nice emojis, because that's what we do here. We throw out emojis. All right. So I want to do another poll, actually, really quick. Before we jump into tonight's session, I want to take a look back with all of you and get a sense, just so I can understand our base case, how 2024 went for you and your business. Drew is going to throw up some polls on the screen, and I want you all to vote, okay? Now, I might call on a few of you to have you break this down. But first question, how did your real estate business perform in 2024 compared to your expectations? So not compared to 2023 or 2022, but compared to the expectations you had for this year. How is your business performing? And if
Now,
one
Ryan,
person, yep.
look at the screen right now next to you, because this is a live poll that everybody's watching. So as you fill this poll out, the numbers will move. So feel free to keep voting, folks, until we close this.
Okay, so most people are saying fell slightly below expectations, significantly underperformed, met expectations, exceeded expectations, slightly underperformed. Okay, All right, everyone fill it out. All right, it's happening right now. You guys are all filling it out nice and slowly. It only takes a second to click one button. So fell slightly below expectations. Who wants to put the little hand emoji up? Who wants to talk and talk to me why? If you said fell slightly below expectations, talk to me about what that means. Who wants to, I don't know who filled out the survey. So someone stick the little hand emojis and talk to me. I'll call on you. I have a screen over here to my left.
Jordan
Suber of the Royal Circle. You hit your hand first.
Hey, thanks so much for being this. So I was aiming for $100 million in volume. This is my first year doing real estate full time. We did 10 million instead, so a little bit below.
So that's exceedingly below.
Yeah.
Where are you based?
Austin, Texas.
Okay, got it. And this is your first year doing real estate full time. You set a goal of $100 million in sales?
Yep, correct.
Okay, got it. Well, I appreciate you giving me color. What it sounds like is kind of a similar mistake that a lot of people make, which is especially when you're watching TV or you're seeing other people selling a significant amount. And, you know, if you can do one sale, that's 2 million, no problem. I can make that a repeatable process. Do that 50 times, it's $100 million, right? But what the work is, the work to generate 9 figures in volume is significant. And you have to understand what your marketplace is, what you're building into. And there's so much that we can unpack there. That's what our coaches work on a lot with our clients. So I appreciate you raising your hand though and being so vulnerable, man. That's awesome. That's what this year is all about. That's what this community is all about. So thank you for being here and thank you for sharing. Drew, let's start with question number 2. Question number 2 is, what was your most effective lead generation strategy in 2024? What was your most effective lead gen strategy, the ones that we have up here in 2024? You got referrals and repeat business, social media, other, could be anything, open houses and networking events. So if you're just meeting people out on the street, or is it paid advertising? All right, right now we are leaning overwhelming towards referrals and repeat business. That's in there. Paid advertising is interesting. You get a handful of people talking about it. Social media marketing, it's really, really lagging behind referrals and repeat business. Who wants to give me some color? If you hit referrals, repeat business, who wants to throw their hand up? Who wants to talk to me? No one wants to talk to me? No one wants to talk to me? Who's here? Who did I see? Drew Little. Drew, unmute yourself. I'm going to call on you because your video is right in the center of my screen.
Drew Little, I'm going to give you just give me 1 second. I'm going to unmute you. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get there. Oh, this is so good. You got
Drew
it.
Applebaum is going to unmute Drew Little, and then you're going to have a Drew party.
Let's go.
Hey, man, what's up?
Drew, what button did you click?
I clicked referrals and repeat business.
Okay. Did you try this year to bring in an equal amount of lead flow from other avenues, or are you leaning heavily on referrals and repeat business every year?
No, this year I did way more referrals and repeat business than I usually do. But it's because
awesome, actually.
Yeah, last year I was really developing relationships, you might recall, with developers and rehabbers. And so now I've got my first new development about to break ground, and we actually put a contract on some more land today. So
that's awesome.
That's the
name of the business. That's so cool to hear.
Yeah, that's where my growth is. Well, thank you. I mean, you know, I never even really thought about new development until I actually did one of the new development courses, you know, one of the workshops that you guys did, and got kind of insight into it. And I think I told you this last year, the way I got in with my first developer, you know, they were stonewalling me. I couldn't get past the secretary, and I made my copy of the book. And in that is a picture of you and me together in 277 Fifth. And as soon as they saw that picture, they called me. Like an hour after I dropped the book off, they called me and said, like the first thing out of the vice president's mouth is, "So you know Ryan Serhant?" I was like, yes, I do.
You're welcome. Great. Awesome. That's what this is all about. That's amazing. I love it, man. A rising tide lifts all ships. Thank you for sharing, Drew. That is super, super cool. There's actually an article that went out yesterday that, you know, people were confused as to why I would be so nice, but it was an article that was asking me about how I feel about, there's another Netflix show coming out in January called Selling the City. It's like Selling Sunset, but in New York City. It's you know, it's like Housewives and that. And I was asked, and you know, my public reaction is always super positive. They better win. They better crush it. Could you imagine if another real estate show in New York comes out, bombs, and what kind of message that would send to ours? I need every brokerage to win and succeed. I need all of us to win. I need Drew to do new construction and use my photo to help him get legitimacy and everything. That's awesome. If the opposite was happening, we'd have a problem. So we want everyone to win and succeed, and it's also a healthier place to be. So, Drew, thanks for sharing. That's amazing. Last poll I want to do, and I want to get into tonight's lesson and then get into Q&A. Question number 3 I have for you all is, what market shift had the biggest impact on your business in 2024? So let's throw this up there. Interest rate changes. Interest rates remained high, and now they are still high. We were ticking down there over the summer. There was light at the end of that tunnel, and then nope. Inventory shortage, yep, tied into interest rates is a rough one. Increased competition. Actually seems like a lot of people have been getting out of the business, but I've been seeing a lot of new faces getting in the business. All of a sudden, agents I've never even seen before, heard of before, anything. They're popping up and taking some market share, and it's really, really interesting to see how they're doing it so quickly. New tech and tools. Okay, interest rates. Got it. I think these are relatively pretty explanatory, self-explanatory. I think for all of us, what I'm seeing right now is, given the inflationary pressure we might see once Trump comes into the office in the United States anyway, and we'll see this globally for all of us here that are not based in the US. So Canada, right, Australia, UK. We have some members here who are here from South America, South Africa, across Europe. What you're going to see is stronger pressure on inflation, which is going to keep rates much higher. So I don't think rates are going to get significantly higher from where they are today. I just don't think they're going to come down as much as we thought they were going to be. It's just going to be too risky for kind of all of our relative feds to make that type of decision. So I think we just need to plan on what we have right now is potentially as good as it's ever going to be. And we just need to keep on pushing and building forward. So, all right, you guys ready for the lesson? We good? You guys good? Good? Okay, great. Tequila. You'll never know. Let's push it forward. 2024 is wrapping up. We got like 21 days left. And this year, I've had the privilege of working with some incredible clients, leaders at the top of their game across all kinds of industries. It's been really, really awesome for me. Selling them homes has been amazing, but what's been even more impactful actually is learning how they think and how they operate. So today, I want to actually share with you a few lessons that I've personally picked up from some of the most important people I've ever worked with this year. Things that I've started using in my own life, in my own business, and I just want to share with you so that you can hit the ground running in 2025, starting now, okay? Lesson number 1, and it's just so hard to put into practice, but it's so important, is the power of being decisive. If I were to pull out my folder right now and show you my to-do list for December, because I keep like a monthly list of urgent, need to do, and then kind of have to do, and at the top of it says Decision December. That's what we're in. The power to be decisive, the power to make decisions in December. You know, it's like they say, like, don't go to bed in a fight, right? Always figure it out and then go to bed. Don't wake up angry. Same thing with 2025. Don't go into 2025 in a fight. Don't go into next year angry. Be clean. Be concise, be considerate, understand everything that you're doing about your business and your personal life as well. And this comes from the fact that I was having dinner with one of my most successful clients, like by far. And the waiter comes by to take our order. And before I can even glance at the menu, my client closes the menu. I made a TikTok about this, maybe you guys saw it. Closes it, hands it back and says, "Bring us what's best." Like, no hesitation, no questions about the specials, no debating between dishes, no like, are you going to get the fish? Oh, I was thinking the chicken maybe. What about for some starters? Are those East Coast oyster, West Coast oysters? Honey, what's on the bed? No. Quick decision and done. The food, of course, was amazing. Now, if he had allergies, he would have said that. But we didn't. That wasn't the takeaway. It wasn't that, hey, bring us your best, and they brought us their best food. The takeaway, and what stood out to me, was how effortlessly he eliminated a small, unnecessary decision so he could keep his focus on the bigger, more important things in his life and business. Number one of which is his time. That dinner was a certain amount of time. Any time wasted making a decision you're going to make anyway, or someone else could make for you, not a good use of your time. That is not a good use of your dollars per hour that you are allocating to your life. And what I learned working from him and people like him is that successful people make decisions quickly because they know that time spent hesitating is time taken away from their highest value work. Now, sure, most of us are not billionaires, and you're not making multi-billion-dollar decisions every day, but the principle applies at every single level. You want to be incredibly successful? Start acting like that person today. I talked about the 2-minute rule recently, right? You handle any decision that takes less than 2 minutes right on the spot. You don't belabor it. You don't flag it for follow-up. You don't keep it unread to deal with it later. If it's less than 2 minutes, you handle it now. You respond in real time now. That's where you have to draw the line. You set a deadline. If a choice is complicated, give yourself 24 hours. Give yourself a week, tops, but set the timeline and stick to it. You know, when you set a deadline for yourself and you don't stick to it, all you've done is look to yourself in the mirror and say, hey, you, go fuck yourself. To your face. Because you like lying to yourself. And most of us do like lying to ourselves. That's what that third dinner is. It's a lie to ourselves. Go into 2025 not lying to other people, not lying to yourself either. Every moment you spend analyzing every little detail is a moment you're not building. It's a moment you're not selling. It's a moment you're not growing. So take stock of the decisions piling up on your plate. If it's something small, handle it now. I promise you, like literally, there's only 2 things that can happen to you that are awful. One is you die, one is you go to jail. Everything else, barring personal tragedy, is solvable. Every problem has a solve. And it's way easier if you solve it now versus punting it and getting nervous and the anxiety and then I don't want to make that call. I don't know what to say. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. If it's something small, handle it now. If it's an update, handle it now. If it's something big, set a deadline. Gather the info you need. Pull the trigger. Trust yourself to move forward. Roll the dice on you. That's what I learned in that moment. And I wanted to pass that on to you. That's lesson 1. Lesson 2 is invest in growth, not possessions. Now, sounds pretty common sense, right? Like I said to somebody something the other day. They were talking to me about something that I could buy. I was like, just because I can buy it doesn't mean I can afford it. You know what the difference is between being poor and being rich is? When you're poor, you understand that the more money you have, the more you can buy, obviously. When you're rich, you understand that just because you buy it doesn't mean you can afford it. And possessions, unless they're investments, are just possessions, right? They're just material. One of the biggest things I learned from my wealthiest clients this year is that they don't see money the way that most people do. It's weird. They're frugal about personal expenses, but they invest heavily in their growth. They get angry about like spending $5 extra on a haircut, but then they lose their mind and want it really, really cheap on this, that, the other, but then they'll quickly make a big like $1 million investment decision. It's insane. Now, some of my own clients own yachts, massive jaw-dropping yachts, but they don't see the yacht as a luxury. It's a tool. It's a networking tool. It's an investment. It's advertising, to close deals, to make connections, to grow their businesses. And they think, how can I use this to create more opportunities? It's the same with their homes. Sure, they have incredible properties, but they use them as venues to host events, to build relationships, and seal next deal. Because every purchase is about growth, right? Not gratification. And successful people don't throw money at things. They invest in opportunities. Understand the difference between spending for now and spending for what's next. And it's not just the yachts or the houses or the suits or the stuff, right? It's the books they read, the coaching they invest in, the conferences they attend. That's exactly what people in the pro coaching program with us are doing right now. They're not looking for short-term wins. They're investing in the skills, the strategies, the relationships that are going to transform their careers for the long term. So here's the move. Assess your spending this month. It's decision December. Take a hard look at where your money's going. Are you buying things to feel good in the moment? I had a meeting today with my bankers. What did I spend this year? Damn. Why? On what? Or are you investing in tools, education, relationships that can help you grow? If the answer is no, shift those dollars towards something that will. Okay, that's lesson 2. Lesson 3, everything good back here?
That's a lot of feel it today, Ryan.
I'm moving my arms too much? Sorry. Get active. Okay? Lesson 3, emotional control in high stakes moments. The thing I appreciate the most about the most successful clients I have is how they approach stress. It's not that they don't feel it, they absolutely do. But the difference is in how they respond. No panic. Now, you could say it's because they have a lot of money, and I'm sure that helps. But I'm pretty sure they learn that process on the way up their wealth chart. They don't panic. Panic does nothing. It creates nothing other than more panic and more fear. Instead, they stay composed. They stay focused on the goal, and they find a solution to get the job done. Like I said, every problem has a solution. That's what you got to tell yourself. Every single problem, even the worst problems, they have a solution. And even if the solution is what you think is bad for you today, I'm telling you, a year, 2 years, 3 years from now, that muscle memory will teach you, thank God that happened. Because your life finds a way. And let me tell you about a client I worked with. We were deep into a huge deal. Okay? Like, there was, I think, like $17 million on the line. Now, when a major issue then came up out of nowhere, it was kind of like, it was the kind of thing that could have completely derailed absolutely everything. And most people would have started spiraling. Like, panic, this is bullshit, I can't do this, is terrible, terrible, terrible. I have clients like that all the time. We all do. Okay, most people would have spiraled completely out of control, but not this guy. This client, instead of losing focus, he stayed calm. He sent me a quick text with a clear plan, and he kept everything moving forward. The client did. Insane. And the result? We were able to work through what looked like a relatively hairy situation, and we handled it without a hitch. It was fine. I was the one panicking. I panic all the time inside. He was totally calm. Yep, sounds like the problem. Here's my thoughts for how to fix it. Oh, it's like an ER doctor. You're dismangled, your head's falling off, your arm is on someone else's body, you're all over the place. ER doctor, we're going to get this fixed. We've got it. We're going to figure it out. The ER doctor isn't like, this is fucked. No, they never say that, right? If anyone's ever been to, I had my hand nearly blown off once when I sabered a bottle of champagne on a Bravo event. They gave me a Magnum bottle of champagne and a sword, and we're like, if you rub the sword along the top of the bottle of champagne, the cork will pop off, it'll be cool, and we'll kick off the event. Have you ever done this before? And I was like, no. They're like, did you ever go to college? I was like, I guess not your college. And they gave me the Magnum bottle of champagne. I did it. The friction, the cork didn't pop off. The whole bottle exploded up into my hand. So thankful it didn't like go to my eyes, hit my face, but it took off the skin on the top of my thumb. I had bones and bones. Skin was hanging. Blood was everywhere. It was insane. I had to go to the emergency room. It was complete chaos. And I remember the hand doctor like came in, walked in. He said, all right, we're going to fix that right up. You ready? It was like, are you looking at what I'm looking at? I'll never go like this ever again. And I do this all the time. When I'm doing deals, I want you to come up this much. I won't be able to do that without these fingers. And he fixed it. Stay calm. Just like a doctor. Successful people don't waste time stressing over the problem. They zero in on the step, the action they need to take, and they move forward and run the play. So how do you do it? Okay, we just talked about December from the prior lesson, removing expenses, really looking at your costs. When you're in a high pressure situation, I want you to pause. Okay? When you're a little kid, they have this thing called Magic 1, 2, 3. That's what you do when you're an adult. Magic 1, 2, 3. You count. It resets. It pulls all of your energy from this side of your brain to the front of the brain. We start thinking about the numbers. Seriously, like literally just one deep breath can make all the difference. And then you ask yourself, what's the outcome I'm working toward? And what's one thing I can do to move closer to it right now? For example, we're selling a big building in the United States. The developer is upset about the trajectory of sales, thinks we're moving too slow, reached out to me, and what I can only imagine is a conversation to talk about letting us go. Now, old Ryan would have been panicked. I can't lose this. Reputational damage. Oh my God, I hate my team. I hate everybody, blah, 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 blah. And I go through all the emotions. Like, they're never going to leave me. Everyone does drive me crazy. But breath, 1, 2, 3. The outcome we need here is a continued listing agreement and a successful sellout. The developer needs that too. So I'm going to call him and beat him to the punch. I'm going to tell him, you're upset with me, but I'm more upset. I'm going to mirror everything he says. Absolutely. I agree with you. You're building the building. You own the building. I'm just here as a hired gun. You can fire me tomorrow. Yes, I could fire you tomorrow. I could fire you today. I know. And you should. You're never going to find anyone who's going to work harder than we are right now, working through these market problems right now. And here's my 3 solutions for how we're going to fix this problem. By the end of the call, it went from, I'm going to fire you to, okay, let's see how those solutions go. Great. On to the next one. Touch base the next day. Touch base the next day. So you zone in on the actionable step that you can take right now, not 10 steps ahead, just the next one. Challenges are going to come to you no matter what you do. It's how you handle them that defines your success. People ask me all the time, what is success? Success isn't a thing. It's not a number. It's not a place. Success is a mindset. That's all it is. And these are strategies you can apply today to streamline your time, make better decisions, and focus on what truly matters to make you a 100% version of yourself. That's all we can ask for. You don't want to show up at 20% of yourself or 50 or 80% of yourself. How can you show up at 100% of you every day at 2025? That's how you're going to make more money. That's how you're going to lead the marketplace. And that's how you're going to be on the leaderboard of a brand new seller platform that Drew just walked us through that cost me $45 million. All right. Those are my lessons. Let's take it to questions.
All right, let's kick this off with a new Serhant agent, Michael Spark from LBI. Michael, if you want to unmute and ask your question, I think it's a really good one. It's really taken off in the chat. And also drop your favorite drink from college, because nobody else was savoring champagne. That's ridiculous.
Hey, how's it going, guys? So I've got this listing right now, and it's a 1958 bungalow. It's on a huge lot in a prime neighborhood. And I guess I might as well just re-ask it verbatim. Ryan, how do you approach a situation where a seller is highly sentimental about their home, especially one with a deep personal history like a 1958 house built by their father? But the market clearly views it as a teardown. How can I respectfully guide them towards understanding its true market value, which is below what we have listed, and while honoring their emotional connection to the home?
Is the client a man or a woman or both?
It's a 3 children.
Okay, selling at the parents' house, right?
Correct.
Okay. In my experience, there's a couple things you can do. Okay. One thing, and I did this to my own dad, selling a property in North Shore, Boston, farm, deep emotional ties to it. But it was just like land. It was just called like Hill Street. It's just like land area. One of the ways to get them to sell it and sell it at market was to let them know, the market's only going to price the real estate where the real estate is worth. No one's going to pay for your sentimental value. That doesn't mean anything. It's like you could love your daughter all you want. She's the most special person to you. But if she's crazy, maybe she's going to be alone. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we created a name for the farm. We called it Donnie Bristle. A farm. He loved that name. I don't even remember what it meant. But we created signage and we put it on the farm. And we said, listen, here's what we're selling. We're not just selling this address. We're selling Donnie Bristle Farm. We gave it a brand, created it like a little website, all the little easy stuff that you can do that forever, to this day, he'll still go and check out, see the old photos, see the video, go to the website. It's there. It's awesome. And he didn't just sell it at market price or anything. He sold the farm. That legacy carries on. You can even do things like you can go in the town registrar and you say, hey, I want to register a new name for this property. It's been around forever. It's there, and do something cool that way.
Yeah.
If you think these kids are sentimental, that can work. Okay, that's one. Number two is a sit-down conversation, right? And you can bring a gift. I've had different drawings of houses made and stuff like that, right? You can bring them a little book, like the history of this house, and you can get some other family members and do a bunch of photos and pull like some historic photos of the block and the town and the neighborhood and bring them something like a memento that they're going to take forever. And then you hit that like a 1-2 punch. It's, hey, warm and fuzzy, warm and fuzzy, warm and fuzzy. Let's talk about the market. You are the only ones that are going to give this house the value that it deserves. So you're either going to sell it to yourself, or we're going to squeeze every last dollar we possibly can out of the marketplace. I made you this book. And guess what's more sentimental? What you can do with the money, right? What do you care more about? A house you're not using that actually needs to be torn down, that you got great memories in, or what you can do with the money to build new memories for the future. Think about everything you could do with it and get them focused on that end game. The end game, the end game, the end game, the end game. You know, it's like going through childbirth, which I've never done personally, but it's like really brutal, but you focus on that end game. There's a baby at the end of the awfulness. Make sense?
Absolutely.
If all else fails, you've shown effort. It's the least thing we can do. Going back to my doctor analogy, why do they pound on a guy's chest when he's been exploded, right? And they pound and they try so they can tell the family they did everything they could. Or they can just look at it and say, hey, the market says your husband's dead. There's no pulse. So sorry. Next, right? That's what brokers sometimes come across like. And you can't do that. That's not how you get your win. How you get your win and how you get the family to sign off on the death certificate, because that's what you need to go on to the next, is to let them know we did everything we could. If there's anything I could have done to save him, I would have. I held his heart in my bare hands and I did it like this. Make sense?
Love it. Thank you, Ryan.
Do that. Like Indiana Jones, like Kalima. Have you seen Temple of Doom?
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, no one has. Medell sits here. Medell, can you say hi for a second? I look at Medell. When I go out of the corner of my eye, can you go up on camera and just say hi? This is Medell. So all our TikToks, our social media, everything is there is Medell. Medell has never seen any movie or TV show that I've seen. So all these references, she's just like, old man. This guy. Damn. What? What's a DVD? What's it called? A DVD? A DVD?
Ryan, everybody here on the call, besides Medell, understands that trauma moment when a heart was pulled out of a man's chest in Temple of Doom. Okay, we get it.
Okay.
Wipe left on Medell right now.
Next question.
Let's get at least one more question.
Thanks, Ryan.
Let's go to Dan Richards. Dan, because we put that poll up before, right? And we said, hey, where is your pipeline coming from this year? And referrals were right up there. And so Dan has a really great question about how to develop relationships with outside markets. Dan, you want to unmute and ask Ryan your question?
Yeah, what's going on, guys? Aloha from Hawaii. I just was curious, I think of New York as a market where people are coming in. Hawaii, people are coming in. And so how do you build relationships with those feeder markets? Look at California, Washington, Texas, my particular market. And, how do you differentiate yourself? How do you prioritize that? I just want to kind of get your grasp on increasing your sphere outside of your home territory.
Yeah, perfect. So 3 ideas. Big thing. Have you watched our Sphere of Influence course yet?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, like twice.
Okay, good. Fine. You win.
Overachiever.
3 things. 3 things I've said. One, and I say this all the time, is those feeder markets and the broker relationships. Being there and actually going there. And I would even hold court in a hotel in that market, whether it's LA, San Francisco, Tokyo, whatever works for you, right? Hold court, talk about all the listings that are there. You have no intent to sell any of them. You're holding court to meet people. You're doing a presentation. Link up with a local mortgage banker and potentially a local real estate attorney and potentially another real estate agent if you want to, although you can, it's nice if you don't need to and just invite them. Talk about the market, bring people through, pay for breakfast, get stuff done. Do that a couple times. If you do that like every January in your key feeder markets, I swear on my life, you will do more business that year. It's just by default because you're taking the effort to go there, be with them, introduce your market. You're not going to do it all the time. once a year. That's fine. And invite them back to your market too. Okay? So that's one. Two is the bankers, the private wealth managers, the accountants, the people on the Barron's list, who are the private wealth managers, in that marketplace. You know, like for a little while there, I don't know what it was, we had a lot of people moving to New York from Ohio. So I like really keyed in on Cleveland and Columbus. Okay, those kind of like key markets in the surrounding areas. Private wealth managers started getting contacts immediately because no one does that. What real estate broker in New York City is reaching out to wealth managers in Columbus, Ohio? You just wouldn't. But we saw that was a feeder market attacked. Okay. Third thing you can do is social ads that you're running against that target demo. So you can do things. Have clients moving to my market. Have clients doing this. 5 things you need to know before seeing homes in X in your market, from the king of your market, which is you. 3 things you need to know before flying to Y and taking a look. And then they tie back to like an informational pamphlet. Call to action is to reach out to you directly or go to your website, fill out a form, come see more things. Most of the listings here are off market now, and you're good. Those are my 3. You should do all those.
That's great. I appreciate it. You know, I was telling the wife, let's pack it up. Let's go through a road trip to California and stop in all of our target markets, Beverly Hills, San Francisco, Seattle, paint the coast up and down. So thanks for that.
Do it, man. Do it. Those relationships are going to pay dividends forever. They always do, without fail. They just do. Or they connect you to somebody else who connects you to somebody else who says, oh, wow, and then the deal gets done.
Yeah. You know, one other question for you while I got you. You ever run into age discrimination? I'm going to double up my time. You know, younger guy and dealing with some of these top brokers.
Are you saying you're younger, or are you calling me young?
I'm calling you young, and also I'm young, kind of. I don't know. You know, you're incredibly good looking and younger looking, so I don't know, but I don't know how much to flatter you. But my point is
I get it.
Where there's the
Listen,
top dog,
I'm just fucking with you. I'm messing with you. Here's the deal. You always have incredible strengths and incredible weaknesses at every single age. When you're young, you have something no one else has, which is a lack of responsibility and the ability to work 22 hours a day without family, without kids. I'll be here on Saturday at 6 a.m. I will die to get this sold. You know why? Because it is the foundation of my career going forward. I will do everything possible to get this sold for you. I will call everyone, I will hustle, and I will be hungry. You can hire someone more experienced too, but this is not going to be their focus. This is my focus. That's hard to pitch against. And that's exactly what I used to use. Now, obviously, as you get more experience and you get older, you have a major counter to that. Sure, you can hire someone young who's hungry. They're not going to know who to call. They're not going to know what work to do. They're going to spend a lot of their time just spinning wheels, telling you how hard they're working, but it's not going to amount to anything. When you want to get the best service, you work with the best. And you want to get something done, you hire someone busy. We're the best. This is what we do. Our track record speaks for itself, and I've never failed. So that's what you say when you're older, right? As you go through it, and you find that kind of counterbalance and happy medium. And you just present yourself. When you're younger too, you can say like, listen, by the way, every single client for your home is on social. I grew up on social. A lot of the agents you're probably meeting have had to learn it. It's in my DNA. It's how I generate all of our business. We generate business in a traditional way as well, but this is also another way in which we do it. If you're older, right, you hopefully have been on it for a while and have built up some type of following, whatnot, whatever, or you have people on your team that are doing that for you and you're leveraging them and you're delegating, you're building a machine. You're not just hiring one agent who's hungry. You're hiring me and my machine. You're getting an army for the price of one. I should actually be more expensive. And I would always do that joke and it would work. Those are my answers for how to handle the age gap. There's always a win. There's always a win. There's always a counter. There's always a solution to every problem. There's always an objection you can handle.
Right. We hit the time limit unless you want to stay overtime. But I feel like it was a great call to like kick off the end of the year. I hope everyone has like.
I am so excited to move on to our new platform at the beginning of 2025. I cannot believe this is our last one going into the year. I will see you all next year. It's going to be amazing. Please fill out that survey. Drew, maybe put that link back in, please.
Yep.
Because it's so important to us. Even if you just take 2 seconds. It's what it's, you know, I want you to get what you want here. There's a reason you're all here, that you're not out there doing different things. You're not at the movies. You're not watching Moana 2 for a 15th time. I know you want to be there, Drew, but I want to give you what you want. I want to hit you with the content you need. This is a community that is built by community, for the community, for all of us. We're all a little bit crazy, and we should take care of each other. But I love you all. Stay happy. Stay excited. You know how to reach us. Can't wait to see you on the new platform. Thanks for sticking with us. Tell all your friends about us, and we will see you soon.